Well, we're signing out of Ngepi Camp and we're on our way to Grootfontein to get some supplies. But on the way we decided to stop at this Popper Game Park, which we've heard a lot about. It's supposed to be a really beautiful place. Girls, what do you think?
It's pretty. Peaceful of the sound, hey?
Yeah.
Listening to water running.
Yeah, it's lovely. We only spent half an hour or so at Popper Game Park, which is 5 stars, really beautiful. If you ever want to come there and visit, man, it's a nice place to stay. From there we went on to Grootfontein, where we filled up our supplies, got everything ready for the next bit of the camping trip. So we've just come through Grootfontein, and we've come to see this meteorite that fell. Now I don't know, I've never seen it, but they say it fell out of the sky many years ago, obviously thousands of years ago, and it's just about solid metal. I think where they measured it was about 65 tons. This meteorite is called the Hobber, and it lays on a farm of the same name, Hobber West. It weighs about 63 tons and has been uncovered, and because of its large mass that has never been moved. This is where it hit, and this is where it stayed.
This is where they tried to cut some up, eh? Look at the metal here.
How much does it say it weighs?
It was 65 tons, now they estimate 63 tons.
Oof, it's heavy.
Wow, look at this.
That's a hell of a lot of weight. Well, we left the Hobber meteorite and we made our way to Tsumeb. That's a little town where we spent the night at Kupferquella Lodge Camp. It had a lot of amenities, a swimming pool and a bunch of stuff to do, but we never had the time because we were only staying overnight and it was late already. Well, we're on the road again, going to Etosha Park and Halali Campground. Well, we're about to enter Etosha National Park, and then we're going to go to Halali campsite and spend one night. We've never been here before, so it's going to be interesting to see what they have to offer as far as amenities and animals go. Come join us. I believe there's a floodlit waterhole, which would be interesting to see. Wow, this is not quite what we expected. This place is huge. Curio stores, shops, restaurants, full amenities. It's going to be really nice here, although this isn't the campsite, so we may have to drive a little bit further for that. As it turns out, I was wrong. The campsite is right behind this main complex. Once we settled in, we decided to take a little drive around the loops in the pan in the area, and we found these giraffe here. We haven't seen a lot of giraffe on this trip, and it's really good to see them. And the way they're looking at us, I would say they're really happy to see us as well. Or not. It's hard to tell. Giraffes are very kind of like laid back. That giraffe has an injured leg, I think. I don't think he's going anywhere. Oh. How do you know now? Yeah. So we came across these zebra around this waterhole, which is really strange because It seemed like a zebra parade. They were coming and going like crazy. We've been traveling around for about an hour now, and we've seen giraffe and we've seen a lot of zebra, and I'm wondering if this is not part of the zebra migration that Reggie talks about. Anyway, it's nice to see them. They are beautiful animals, although they are very dusty. I wonder if they consider putting in a zebra car wash, free of charge, of course. And even as we went onto the plains, you can see all the zebras kind of like moving in the same direction with their young. When we got back to camp, we decided to go to the waterhole, but we went twice. There was no animals when it was light, but as it got darker, the animals came, and we saw a lot of elephant and rhino. But it was getting too dark to take videos, so unfortunately we don't have any shots of that. Okay, so we're leaving Etosha this morning, and Halali Camp, which was a really great site, and the waterhole was magnificent. And we're headed to Swakopmund, and we're going to the next campsite, which is Sandpiper Dunes, and we're going via Walvis Bay. So this is the first time I've ever been on the west coast, and it's going to be really interesting. So this is Okayoju Park, and it is located south of Etosha National Park. It is about 17 kilometers from Anderson Gate, and that is where we're going to leave the Etosha Park. It's the administration center of the Etosha National Park in Namibia. It is approximately 650 kilometers from the capital Windhoek, in which direction we are heading.
Sorry guys.
So we've left the Etosha National Park, and as we're getting closer to the coast, the desert we were in is becoming more desert. More sand dunes, more dust, and it's amazing how they keep these roads clean. I have no idea how they do it. We have passed through Swakopmund, and we're on our way south down the coast towards Sandpiper Dunes. And it's fast. And that is our first dust storm coming up. Everybody's fishing down there.
Look at riding on those bikes down the journey.
Oh, that's quad bikes again. Yeah. That's what's causing the dust. We left Etosha and we headed to the west coast of Africa in Namibia, and we're at Walvis Bay and the desert. I mean the real desert, high sand dunes, and you'll see some of it in the video. Anyway, we traveled, it was 630 kilometers in one day to get here. Once we left the park, Etosha, it was easy going because then we had tar roads and everything, and the roads are really good here in Namibia. Even their dirt roads are really good. It's taken us all day to get here. We arrived at 4:30. Then we had to go into Walvis Bay proper to get some food for this evening. But it's really cool. And it's cold here. Actually, the temperature outside was like 15 degrees, which is pretty cold. You expect it to be a bit better than that. That mist we saw, the pollution or the mist cloud that we came into, that was actually the cold Atlantic Ocean hitting the warm air of the desert, and it formed that kind of the cloud that we went through. At the moment, I'm watching a rugby game. The Crusaders is a team from New Zealand, and the Stormers is the team from Cape Town, and a pretty good game. And I'm enjoying one of these Windhoek beers. See, really, really nice beer. Mind you, after the desert, all beer is nice. So now I'd like you to see my wife after 10 days in the desert and ask her what she thought about it.
Say it's just wonderful to be clean again.
Yeah, that's why you have to go into a hotel now and again. What do they say? Happy wife, happy life. Cheers. Well, we spent a lovely night in Sandpiper's Dunes, and the ladies really enjoyed it. So, but now it's time to get back to traveling, and we are, well, I'll let Reggie explain where we're going. Where are you taking us now?
Okay, so now we're going inland again because, funny enough, we left the desert at 32 degrees at Etosha. We got to the coast and it was 14 degrees, so we froze a little bit. Now we're going back out into the desert again, but we're turning further south and we're going to a place called Sossus Oasis, where we want to go and see the canyon walls and a few other things like that. That's about 300 k's from here.
Okay, so we had to stop. We stopped in Walvis Bay, and I had to buy some shoes and some toiletries that went missing in my pack. So we've done all that, and we headed out, and we're all feeling great today. So let's see what the day holds for us. Looking out the window, there's a whole lot of nothing going on. But these dirt roads, they are actually amazing. The best dirt roads I've ever traveled on. They must spend a lot of money on grading them, because there's no ruts or corrugations on them, and the way is smooth. Hobie and solitaire. Multiple. However you say that word. Mataho. It's like mud hole. On our way to Sossus Oasis, we came across Solitaire. Solitaire is a one-horse town, and it's the only gas station between Walvis Bay and Sossus Vlei. But it's a lovely little town. It's got all these antique cars, and it has a marvelous restaurant of which we had lunch, and we spent a little bit of time there and had a look at all their broken down vehicles. This is an example of what happens when you break down in the desert. Then they go out into the desert and collect all these cars over the centuries and bring them back to this place.
What is this roadhouse called, Susan?
It's almost like an elephant graveyard. But instead of elephants, it's old cars that have broken down in the desert. So you can call this an old car graveyard. Anyway, that's what it looked like to me. Then, of course, one of the most highlights of the day was passing
we're all gonna
over
be in the
the
video now,
Tropic
eh?
of
Everybody
Capricorn.
It's okay.
Well, we finally arrived at Sossus Oasis, and we're going to be camping in these wooden houses with a concrete floor and with all the amenities that we need. This is the shower in the little rondovel, yeah. But it's solar heated and it's electrical heated. But I think the electrical is jammed on, because I'm going to turn on the faucet now and you'll see the steam coming out here. It's kind of ridiculous.
That is steam coming out.
We had a good night. We surrounded the little rondovel thing with plastic sheeting, which gave us some protection from the wind. Last night we had some little visitors, little jackals, and they stole a packet of groceries from close to where Susan's head was on the stretcher. But we chased them down the road, and we recovered the bags and that, but no food. Lesson learned.
This is Sossus Canyon. And it's a canyon. No doubt.
And so ends episode 7. If you like this episode, please click like and subscribe, and join us in episode 8, where we're going to cover Sossus Vlei and Sossus Vlei. And then we're moving on to Luderix and Hobas. Come and join us.